welcome to Two Queens and Crystal Things, the podcast where we are on some manifest your life, shift your mind, and raise the consciousness type of shit.
Well, come on now, sugary.
I am Christy.
And I am Mia, and you can consider us your spiritual girlfriends. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Okay, so last week we talked about spiritual breakthroughs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those benchmarkable moments in our spiritual journey, in our awakening, where we can feel like, okay, something shifted, something has changed. Right. And sometimes we're living for those moments where it seems like everything falls into place. So we talked about being able to identify progress along the way. So it's not these, like, I just need the big win, I need the trophy. So it's a good episode. You know.
Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it.
Yes, thank you.
Because once you reach those milestones, it kind of is cool to reflect like, man, I really feel like I came a long way. Because in previous instances, I might have really stepped outside of myself, but now I look at things from a different perspective, and now I'm more empathetic, or now I'm more understanding, or now I'm more patient. It kind of feels good, you know? To like be able to reflect like, man, that doesn't hurt me like it used to.
Oh my goodness.
Or it doesn't sting like it used to. You know?
Okay, wait a minute, Christy. Have you ever had I'm laughing at myself now, but have you ever had those moments where something happens and in the past it would really throw you, and it's almost like you can consciously feel yourself waiting for that feeling to come over you. You're like
I'm trying to push it out.
Wait, that doesn't fit
yes.
there. That, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just happened a couple of times to me. Where
like,
I'm just
I feel like I should be sad. Like,
yes.
Like I feel like something's missing.
I know I'm supposed to be crying, and I'm like, oh, it's coming, it's ticking.
No, not
like,
there.
Not. And just like, and that moment, just like, oh my God.
I've had that before.
I have moved. Oh my God, I got it. Well, I mean. But isn't it crazy how you're literally sitting there like you're like the old programming? You're trying to force it. You control all the delete the damn program. You're trying to force it back in. It's not there anymore. Oh, I love those moments.
Have you guys ever had those moments? If so, please share with us. So today I think we're going to do something a little bit different. We've just been sitting here talking.
Way too long.
Yeah, like we've been...
But we love it.
Yeah, we really do. It's been over 2 hours, and we've just been talking, and then she kind of gave me this mini reading, and
you know what? Life is lifing.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a little bit of a freestyle, but we're gonna pick a couple of topics. I'm actually gonna divine with the tarot. I got my cards out right now.
You know it's gonna be a good time, you guys.
So we're gonna have some good time. Just kind of talk about what's going on in the world right now.
Woohoo.
So. Okay. No topic is no topic is off. We can whatever topic, and I'm telling you now, whatever, because I already know you're crazy.
Well, okay, maybe
everything. No, I want to. No topic is off. We could do any. It's off limits. Okay, so everything is on the table, and if it's something that is happening with the collective. I want to make sure that we think about how how that is affecting people individually, and how the individuals are creating that collective, whatever that thing is.
Wow.
You know, if it should come up, I'm just saying. Anything you thinking about? Let's see. These cards, right?
Within the collective. Okay, so now there's this whole discussion or thoughts about UFOs coming out and like being within our stratosphere or whatever, and that they feel like connection's going to happen soon. I really do feel like, and we've talked about this, I feel like we've talked about this before in other shows or episodes, that the veil is starting to be lifted.
I think that's a good way to put that, Kristen. I really do. I mean, at the end of the day, it's almost laughable to me that I myself really truly thought that human beings were the only intelligent in the entire universe, or of all the things in the sky, the only thing that has some beings is, we're not even in terms of planets. Earth isn't even a magnificent
planet. We're like a little dot of dust.
Yes, we're not even one of the big dots of dust. Like low key, like Earth is kind of a basic planet. So the fact that we would think that is Earth is so ghetto. No, the fact that we would think that there was this idea that we're the only intelligent beings is hilarious. Now that now we're like, okay, we know there's something out there, someone out there. I think what's interesting about this, the government even acknowledging that, you drank my wine. The government acknowledging that, yes, they've interacted with UFOs and aliens and all this crap. The thing about it that blows my mind is that now all of a sudden everyone wants to start having this conversation about, are they going to come get us? Are they, their technology is so much bigger and better, and
first of all,
they can kill. Come on, say it. Already.
First of all,
that part.
If we're talking about the superior intellectual race that has this technology that hasn't even been thought of to be thought of yet, they would have been killed us off.
Exactly.
Like if they had any issues with us, we would have been killed a long time ago.
Because we did not have an awareness of them. We have absolutely no idea how long they've had an awareness. They could have been watching us since ancient Egyptian times. We have no idea. Right. They could have been our friends and neighbors. We really, truly, truly do not know what it is. So what's so upsetting is when we try to create it as fear-mongering.
Oh, yeah. Because we've said this before a lot of times.
They would have been got us if that's what they want to do.
When we fear things, we want to just automatically label it as being bad for us, or it's demonic, or it's outside of our realm of understanding. Like they just make it feel kind of bad and like negative, but there's a reason why.
Okay, seriously, real quick, if you were an alien race and your job.
Oh my goodness. I would be like, these people are so weird. There are some days where I already think that, like, oh my gosh.
What's to observe?
There are some days, look, me as a human in this avatar, some days I'm looking at other people like, okay.
Okay. We're going to do a whole episode on this one too, but okay. I'm not going to remember the scientists' names, but hear me out. Few decades ago, like when we in the 70s, maybe in the 40s, a scientist postulated the question: what if it were possible that we were living in a simulation, that we were living in a,
Yep.
So now there is speed along. I'm sure at that time everyone thought that man was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. They're like, okay, he's out of here. Now there's a new study, and they have basically proven that it is a simulation scientifically. So there's a whole area of physics that is, it's actually beautiful work. It's fascinating work. So let's just go for a second. We're gonna allow our imagination to be free. Drop your shoulders, everybody. Breathe. Have you ever considered that if it is a simulation and it is a game, what would you want your character to be? To me, so it's like that feels a little more empowering to know that all I have to do is wake up inside the game to control my character. Like, that's it. All I gotta do is be like, oh, I got this, I'm in it. Like, you literally just jumped in the... Like, what would you make your character do?
But that's the part getting to that character. That's the part that a lot of people don't want to go through.
Well, hell, it's kind of it's a totally different way of thinking about life.
Yeah, it really is.
That's from man or being in the sky that watches over us, and and it shows us the difference between good or bad and the way we're supposed to live our life. And we have these rules and we followed them to, and it all made sense. Everything was laid out. That's another thing, y'all. Oof.
We were talking about this earlier.
Yes. If everything is laid out, that means you're living somebody else's plan. If you are living your life and you're walking a path that is already done and complete, lit up, all you have to do is walk past it. That's not your path. Somebody created that for you. In our journey, we're creating our path. I'm creating my yellow brick road. But for so long, when we come in, we walk the path, like in the right path. I'm air quoting, the right path. So if you believe that all of your life, and now someone goes, hey, check this out.
So,
yeah.
I don't want to be the messenger of bad news, but.
Sorry. Is everybody, can you hear me? Yeah. There's some bullshit. This is a game. This is a simulation. You are a character. So when you think about what a simulation is, a simulation, scientifically, allows us to explore an environment with little to no risk to us. So, scientists use this for when they're going up into space, and, all these different, so that they can practice. Doctors now, surgeons, they practice simulations, practice with simulations, doing surgery, pilots, all of that. So just imagine that's what this life is. After you've been told something totally different, the people who we would make fun of and like, these people are crazy, the tinfoil hat people, all this, and then talk about the aliens, he was like, oh my God, weirdo. Sorry. This is a thing.
Right. So everything that you were programmed to believe is now completely different from what truly is.
Okay, exactly. Now, okay, we're going to take a breath.
Ooh.
Because that's a little overwhelming. That can be a little overwhelming, and we're not trying to trigger, so we're going to take a breath. Okay. What's the silver lining in that? To me, this is because, and you guys, I'm just giving you my thought process and how, because I really do sit here sometimes and be like, what the, like, for real? It really is a moment for me. What helps me to drop my shoulders is figure out the places where now I'm more empowered to control my life than I ever was. Mm-hmm. If it's a simulation, that means someone's controlling my simulation. I'm controlling my simulation. And that's the journey back to self. When you're like figuring out, like, I'm the it. And now I'm here awakening to the fact that I am in a simulation as this avatar. The power comes from, now I know how to create what I want to experience. That's the powerful part. And so I know that might be very difficult for people to take in, because one, that means you have complete control and power. And we make it so easy to say, well, I didn't get this, or they didn't do this, or to make an excuse as to why our life is the way it is. Even the bad things that happen in our life, right? We have an excuse. When you come into the understanding and awareness and really allow yourself to think, what if this is a simulation that I created to experience this? That means I created all that shit. That doesn't allow any space for you to be a victim. And to even get to that space, you have to go through a process within yourself where you realize, I'm not a victim. I'm a creator. But being a victim is so much easier.
Oh, of course.
Oh my God, my parents did it.
Because then you don't have to be accountable.
Exactly. So that's. But I think we'll, you know what, you guys, we're going to do a full episode on talking about the simulation. Like I said, just for imagination's sake,
breathe.
Let's just allow us to go there now. Just breathe.
Is it plausible?
it's a imagination.
Yeah.
Like, But so if that is something that I come to believe is true for my life, that's where I'm going to go with the empowerment of it. Not, Because I'm telling you, it's so easy to be like, so what the hell is all this for? Like, what? So I'm somebody's character? Oh, hell no. You know what I mean? Like, this is some this is some bullshiggity.
I didn't sign up for this.
I did not sign up for that. Okay. What you got, Christy? Hold on. That's what the, Wait, have you heard about, okay, they're talking about, okay, you guys are going to, okay, bringing up the weather, right? The different, how do I say this? Why can't I think of this word? But anyway, the weather patterns are not the same, just in terms of what's happening.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
winter blast in the middle of...
Is it because of HAARP?
Okay, what is HAARP?
HAARP is like, it is a national weather system that they can use to change the weather.
Now, okay, so, yeah, I know Chris is gonna laugh at me. Okay, when you say it's a National Weather Service, I'm just for clarity, is this a government agency? Meaning, like the United States government acknowledges that it exists.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not a covert operation.
No.
Okay.
At least I don't think so. I mean, a lot of people know about it.
Well, are they supposed to? And so you're saying it's government run?
Yeah.
Is this conspiracy that is government run? Sorry, you guys. These are my cards. I'm shuffling. Is this the conspiracy theory that is government run, or that it exists?
So. I don't think so.
Look it up.
I have. Hold on.
No, I mean, like,
you know,
I know, I'm serious. But so I'm asking, so they control the weather. So then, of course, that would make me feel like if you could control the weather, well, I guess that's actually a form of warfare.
Because they use radio waves and the frequency ranges into the troposphere or the stratosphere. Which produces the Earth is what the Earth is. Earth's weather. Some people say that there is no way.
Okay, so this is not a government, like, yes, this exists. The U.S. government has this. This is something that people are saying the government. I need to look this up. See how Chrissy had me go.
It's high frequency active or auroral research program.
Okay, but let's just say that exists. Why would someone want to control the weather? So, when we're so far away from nature, I feel like as a people, no matter where you were, there was a time when the way we lived was connected to nature.
Yeah.
There was a harvest season. There's a planting season. There is a season where, you know, there's a season where you stay inside. Yeah. There's a season where you're out. You know what I mean? Like we follow the flow of nature because our bodies were in tune with that. So now we are potentially, probably, most likely, yes. But let's, discussion's sake, potentially messing with the weather for what? Because we're so far, is it because we're so far away from being connected to this beautiful earth, to Mother Nature, to Gaia, that we don't, it's almost like we don't even know how to take care of ourselves?
I'm going to say yes. But
what's another reason? Why, like, come on, make it make sense. Why?
Well, I think it's also to control, like, farming and agriculture.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's almost like getting everyone to rely on, like, one specific system. And so you kind of have to shut people down. Like, there are farms where they are purposefully, like, paying the farmers to, like, kill their produce. Like, I feel like a lot of this stuff has a purpose behind it, and again, I think the ultimate purpose is to control things. But
I was about to say, the only thing the only thing I could think is warfare.
Yeah.
If I can control the weather, and let's just say I am a bigger country, a big empire who has interest in an island. I see that they are starting to grow themselves. They're becoming self-reliant.
Yeah.
They're no longer ordering and depending on me as the big country for what they need to maintain. If they're remembering who they are, they're going back to their indigenous practices and they're understanding how to cultivate their own land. And I needed them, but you're paying, what they pay feeds my country. I could see if I could control the weather to get all their infrastructure out the way. So now they need me again. So I think that's warfare.
Yeah,
I mean, see a country doing that.
Yeah, it absolutely is. But then again, like, if this truly is a simulation, like, are you surprised that the weather might be controlled in some form or fashion?
It was just up for discussion. I absolutely am not. You know what I want to do? I want to see, like, I just want a short clip of how the hell did we get here? What was wrong with it? Like, what?
Well, I think it's always, and we were talking about this earlier too, again, I feel like the veil is getting lifted. Like, truth is starting to come out in almost every area, I feel like. You know, people are getting exposed.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, justice is getting paid. Like, I feel like there's a shift that's happening.
Okay.
Even in politics.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
So, I'm not going to tell you what it really, even in my life, I really will say this. It feels like what goes up must come down.
Yes.
And what's down is what the pendulum has to swing to the other side. And I literally feel like I've been stuck. It's time to go up for me, personally. This is a bit, yeah. But I do, I promise, for people who, it makes me think about who do tarot. It makes me think about the world card. Like, it's cracking. What we doing? It is on and popping. The luck has changed. So, or I should say the energy has changed. So whatever energy you were in, it has shifted.
So do you feel like there's always that push and pull type of energy? Or like what comes up must come down?
Oh, absolutely.
So you think that's...
I think it's
something that we just constantly deal with?
It's something that we're constantly having to deal with. But let's just say, when we say what goes up must come down, that doesn't necessarily... Nothing is forever, right? It's going to be constant. So, if look, I'm trying to think. What's a celeb? Let's say Rihanna. There was a point where, you know, she was in everything. Like, you know, like the music, movies. Like you could, any place you looked, Rihanna was there. She was doing so much. So that's probably at her apex, right? At the highest. Her coming down is not drop dead. Now she's in the gutter. Mm-hmm. It's, I can't maintain right there. So let me, give myself a little space right here. So now her new base, her down, is my money makes money for me. I'm a billionaire, and I'm about to have another child. And I'm living my life like I want to. Now, I may not be in front of everybody every day, all the time, doing everything. And I may not even be making as much as I did, but I'm making as much as I did. So her down...
I think she's making more than she did.
Probably. I'm just, you know what I mean?
And she's in people's faces every day with her makeup line, like every single day.
But you know what I mean? Like, it was just like even Beyonce. There was a time when there was nothing but Beyonce. And there's not, again, when you raise up, when you elevate, your base goes up too. Mm-hmm. So when you come down, it's not down to where you were before. It's like, this is my new down. Mm-hmm. So yes, I always think we are at this, it's a cycle, it's a flow, it's a swing, it's a back and a forth. That's the life cycle. sometimes we're up and sometimes we're climbing. And that's the thing. Oh, man. That's the thing I think we forget on the way up. For some reason, we think it's a snap. Like, okay, your luck changed. The energy shifted, and we expect it to just happen. Understand that you are always walking the journey.
Always.
So, if you are on your way up, that means you are climbing your way up. You're not just gonna click your heels together and be like, ah, and the work that you have been putting in starts to manifest. All the pieces start to come together. So to some people, it may look like it was an instant, like, wow, how did that happen in your life? Wow, like, you're so lucky. Like, no, you have no idea how much work someone has been putting in the climb, and they're tired. It's like, man, when am I going to get a break? And everything worked together for that break. So even when we're climbing, y'all, we're still going up. Anyway.
And I feel like we've said that before. Like, even when you feel like, it was in a recent episode, even when you feel like you're at a standstill, there's still progress being made. So it's just like when that plant is underneath the ground and you don't see any movement, doesn't mean that there's not anything happening beneath the surface.
What do you think, hold on, I'm about to sneeze. No.
Bless me.
Christy, what do you think? What do you think is, or I should say, what part of our life experience collectively, what do you think is next? So let's see. We just got out. We are finishing. I believe we're ending this pandemic. Yeah. You know what I mean? And a lot of things are coming out. I think financially, bank institutions, this is a big thing. Conversations are changing. Mm-hmm. I feel like people are becoming more aware of what they need in their life to attain their own happiness, to create their own happiness. Mm-hmm. But I feel like a lot of things are breaking.
Absolutely. And I do feel like that more people who want to bring in more light, or to I guess more people like us that think, mm-hmm. A certain way. I feel like those people are starting to come out and really unite and to, are creating a little bit more of a vibrational change.
Yes. And that's interesting because it just reminds us how powerful owning your own vibration, what that does in your life. When you shift your vibration, no matter what it is that you're trying to bring into your life, when you shift your vibration, mm-hmm. your vibration is met, period. So that's how you find your tribe. So when there are a lot of people who feel alone and they're by themselves because they don't allow their vibration to go out. If you just being who you are, if you have to be something else or somebody else, or and change who you are for every situation and person, I won't speak because I definitely believe that was something that I needed to do. Then you're not being true to you. You're not being true to yourself. And so therefore it's going to be difficult for you to have authentic relationships because people are just vibrating and attracting to you off of the vibration that you give off. So if you're giving off 8 different vibrations and saying this is who I am, and understanding that who and what you are by itself is absolutely beautiful and phenomenal. Mm-hmm. And it is perfect for you. And when you allow yourself to be that, everything that is perfect and good and right and just and love comes to you. Yeah. But the journey is getting to know who you are, so you can vibrate that way.
And
that's the fun part.
We've said it before. It's like, if you want to change your outer world, you have to change your inner world. Mm-hmm. Because you begin to then reflect what's going on in the inside out. It will eventually catch up. So if you want to change like what's happening outside, you have to change what's happening within. And I promise you that it actually really changes.
Absolutely.
Like everything shifts. And I also feel like, because you were asking, or you asked like, what do I feel is coming up? I feel that now people are becoming more open to talking about this type of stuff. Whereas before, like, I feel like it was hidden. A lot of people didn't really talk about it or wouldn't even feel comfortable talking about it. But now people are understanding that there's a different aspect to themselves that they can tap into to live an empowering life and to also live a happy life. And people are really wanting to learn. That's just what I think.
That's...
Like, I feel like now things are it's becoming more open.
Do you think there is another major collective upheaval coming? Like World War III, or you think anything like that's coming?
I don't know about like a real war, like a real war. Oh my goodness. But I already feel like it's happening already, but in a different way. Mm-hmm. You know? Like, I feel like we are going through a spiritual attack now.
You know, you're making me think, again, I always, for some reason, this image comes to me when I think about wars on this planet. Like, just imagine you are an alien sitting up at the space station and looking at us fight over the imaginary lines because we said that this country is that country. Like, do you know how goofy we look? They're like, look, like it's literally all the same planet. We look like some goof troops.
Right. Imagine being an alien and seeing people taking dead bodies and burying it in the ground where there are people homeless and without, you know.
That's a good point.
Imagine like being at a funeral and, you know, wanting to look at the dead body.
Well, you know, I know that in some ancient civilizations, covering the body, what's the word I'm looking for? What do you do when you preserving the body? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, and burying it in some way, shape, or form is because they want to keep it so when they came back, they could have their avatar to reawaken in this time. Mm. So I wonder now why, since you said that, now I'm wondering, why do people want to get buried now? Like, I mean, like, and when I think about it, like, it's like a big. I have always said that I don't want to be buried. I just like it's weird to me. I don't like I'm out of here.
But like, I've asked, like, well, why do you want to be buried? Like, you don't feel some kind of way? There are all these people without a home, but then you're gonna stick your body in a wooden box in the ground for what?
So I would say.
I know that probably sounds...
No. When I think, wow, I mean, I guess it is a lot of space. And then think about it.
All of that?
Wait, and then here's another question. I've always wondered. So a cemetery only has so much space.
Only.
So what happens?
Or, you know, they dig and they bury, like, over dead bodies. That's what some of these, you know, cemeteries have gotten in trouble for, because they don't have the space, and so they like dig up old, whatever those things are called, graves, and then put more dead bodies in it.
Okay, so wait, hold on, okay, dead bodies. I'm trying to figure out why would somebody want to be buried. So now I'm thinking about the ancestors. it's a way to give to them. It's a, it's a meeting place.
I can see that, but
Are you thinking,
you can, go
I'm genuinely just, I'm actually curious.
But I also feel like people do it out of tradition too, without really
thinking about it, right?
Well, why would I want to do this? Because to me, it's like, why would I want to have my family incur more debt just so that I can be buried next to my mother or something like that? I'm going to see her on the other side regardless. If I feel like that doesn't need to be, and I also feel like there's just tradition behind it, and a lot of people do stuff based off of tradition. That's just my opinion.
Well, to be quite honest with you, I've always felt like funerals, any decisions that made during funerals or burials or anything, has absolutely nothing to do with the person that is no longer here. This is for people to, how do I make myself feel better when I want to go see them? And, so-and-so has a burial and I want a mausoleum. Like, it's very, because my family, you know what I mean? It's definitely very selfish, because at that point, they're not here anymore.
Right. They can't vouch for themselves. They can't advocate for themselves. They can't do nothing.
So, I definitely.
I will say, growing up, my father always talked about, death being inevitable. So I've always looked at death in a different way, and I always thought it was kind of silly to go through the whole process of getting buried and having a funeral. Like, if you all want to have a party, sure, but don't spend a lot of money trying to get me the platinum pink satin lined platinum
box to put me in. And you know what?
To put in the ground.
You know what? Oh, wait. Y'all, oh my goodness. I saw a, one of those investigative news, shows where they did an investigation to the funeral home. So let's say you got, the blue box special. You got the Tiffany blue.
Oh, did they recycle the box?
Baby. Wait a minute. So you pay for the big $10,000 juicy 90. I don't know. I had no idea how much coffins cost, by the way. But they got the double wide
14 karat
baby
gold casket.
So they have the funeral, and they lower it down. They throw the dirt on there.
Wait for the family to leave. I'm sorry.
Girl, that's literally exactly what they were doing. So they just had it for show, and then they would go in there and get that damn box back and put them in a pine box. I was like, that is, clever, because really, who gonna think about it? But
and who's gonna be like,
that's so bogus.
Well, that's the thing. Imagine how much money. There was this guy that used to go to the gym. He owned a funeral home. He was always on vacation. You would see him come in. He would always be on vacation. Always. Funeral home. Like, he needed
funeral homes, they always say death and taxes. Because if you're looking at an industry just from a place of longevity, you can't beat death.
That's right.
Everybody's going to die. Everybody. So everybody is your potential customer. Girl, please. So, yeah.
He made some
hold on. So, I've been asking, okay, y'all, this is a weird question, but for real, I want to know. So I was thinking about the simulation situation, or maybe like just thinking that life, our reality is not what we think it is. I don't care what we call it. I think about, why would someone decide to be here in this world? Like, they have a mission and a purpose. I always get stuck on animals. And I literally no, for real. This is a soul that decide that this is a code that manifested and created to be what, we come here for lessons, for awakening, to understand things about our soul and experience and observe, depending on where you are on that. what do animals come here for? Are they?
So maybe they have similar lessons. I mean, maybe that we don't necessarily like understand or feel. But like, I mean, I look at my dog.
Okay, when I say animals too, thank you. I'm talking about pets. That's what I'm thinking. So I feel like I have a better I can understand animals that are in their natural habitats in the wild. Like I can pontificate on that. The pets is, I'm just like, what do you think that is?
Look, I know I come back as my pet.
Man, me too. I come back as Brantley.
I will come back as my pet. But I think about that too. I mean, you hear these stories like, well, you have karma to pay back or whatever, so you're going to come back as a... But then I also think about, well, what about the animals that are abused? Like, I feel like they don't necessarily have the ability to logically think through things or, like, make decisions. So
see, that
I don't understand that situation.
I think... Okay, see, this is where... Because... When I think about animals, I think they're probably more strategic and understanding of their surroundings and tapped in than humans are. But I'm thinking about, I would say even maybe not domesticated animals as much, because they, like us, have been domesticated and don't necessarily have to connect. Like my cat does not have to go outside and kill for his meal. You know what I mean? So those right, thank you. Those instincts are probably not as I know they're not as strong as, you know what I mean? Because that's not how, what he's doing. But I wonder how long if we, how long a cat or, an animal will survive and put back in their natural environment. But I don't know. But the pet thing, I just wonder, seriously. Did they really come here to manifest to be as service to us? Like, I'm really, like, they're just literally bundles of joy.
I mean, think about it. We got domesticated, and then we now, like, conquer these animals, and we make them our partners or, like, our companions. I don't know.
I love River so much.
I know. I love my dog, too.
Where are you, River? Because
they knew it'd make us happy.
Oh, and then, you know what? We're going to do an episode on this, because I was going to say, and maybe, what if in the simulation, you get to choose, it's like a game, like think of it like a game. Choose your companion. Some people would choose animals that's like a tool, like choose your tool, choose your weapon. I don't know. Hello.
My weapon's a glass of wine.
Just so silly. Hello.
Oh, how long? I'm sorry. We have to be in the 40s now. 43.
Okay. Anything come to mind, Christy?
Well, so I just wanted to kind of quickly say that before we started recording, I was kind of sharing with Mia some things that's going on. And it is just fascinating. Oh my God, fascinating. It's the one. It is fascinating how sometimes you're able to see people go through a similar thing that you went through, but to see it from a different perspective where you understand. It's like you're not even judging. It's like, you know what? Dang, I've been there. Like, I know exactly how you feel. So let me know how much space you need, or let me know what you need from me. I'm here. And then there's just a different level of appreciation on being on the other side. Even though I feel like we're constantly going through stuff, but I think once that awakening happens.
Well, when you see someone going through a life lesson that you've gone through, and so you're like, I know, I can relate to that. What I think it does is allow us to have a lot more compassion when people are in these type of situations and they acting funny. You're like, see, I got you. I got I'm telling you, because I know I know what you're going through. So, do you know how, and I think that's even a growth as a friend, you guys, like if you are an advocate of a friend who is going through a very difficult time in their journey, and you're showing a lot of grace and compassion, kudos to you. Because as we've all been in spaces and places and times in our life at varying levels where sometimes you're just like, I just need a safe space, a safe person, a place where I don't have to figure anything out. Because sometimes it's not about being the person who they come to and talk to. Sometimes I don't want to think about this. I just need some clear space. So we can support people on their journeys in so many different ways. We don't necessarily have to be the counselor or the teacher or the shoulder to cry on. We can be the person that gets them out of a space and reminds them to have fun. We could be the person that will just sit there when they have nothing to say, just to let them know that you're there without even saying anything. So you can support and show your friends that you're there for them when they are going through difficult times in their journeys. However, I would ask, one thing that you don't do is take on that journey too. You are on your own journey, and sometimes, especially when somebody that we are close to is going through a lesson or a part of our journey that we've gone through, and we know how painful that is, it's so easy for us to want to help, air quote, and jump in to help them. But Spirit tells us you can't skip. They can't skip. Just like you couldn't skip. No, you can't skip this.
And you can't help them either.
You know what I mean? You can be there for them and support them, but you can't do the work for them. So when people are going through their journeys in their spaces, you guys, you can't do the work for them. Everyone has to do their work. I'm just saying.
Yep. She's over here speaking to me.
So that's the real deal, Holyfield. Okay, you guys, next week, you know what? We're going to go ahead and just do the simulation episode next week. What you think, Christy?
Hey, I'm down to talk about it.
You guys, make sure you guys are following us on Instagram. And wait, hold on real quick. The fashions recently with the award shows, I can't watch the award shows. My attention span isn't that long. It's like way too long.
I didn't even watch it.
But all I do, I go and I just
the fashion. I do love the fashion. Yeah, I haven't seen them all.
Baby,
I think I just saw, was Angela Bassett's Purple at the show? I think that's the only thing that I
am so enjoying watching these people display this art, because this is art. And I mean, it's, oh my good, whole other level. When I think back on the dresses that we used to say was, oh my goodness, earth shattering. You know that, oh my goodness, that, no disrespect to the designer of this dress, that Gwyneth Paltrow pink dress that she wore to one of those award shows, and it was like this pink ballet, like I think it was a Vera Wang dress, very simple. And they talked about this dress like it was this beautiful material and all that. But I'm telling you, so when I think back to what we thought was compared to what is, it'll make you want to be on a red carpet. I'm like, these dresses are beautiful, and everyone, I love, Christy, I love seeing all of these people literally shine their own beauty, their own brand. Like you could literally see people like comfortable in their skin. Like I am that.
But what do you think about people like in preparation for those shows will practically kill themselves to fit into the dress?
I mean, girl, I don't know why you're asking me, because I'm like,
for art.
If that's what they want to do, I look. I would never suggest to somebody that they do it. But what I also understand, see this, I'm telling you, I've shifted. I'm telling you. Who am I to tell somebody that is wrong for them? Yeah. If a woman says it is very important to me, I have to wear this dress. I'm 20 pounds too heavy. I would starve myself. Who am I? Why to tell her that she's wrong for that? Her body, her choice. This is damn near like, I mean, anything that you put your mind to, you could do. I wouldn't suggest it. It may not be the healthiest thing, but who am I? How do I know? So that's just, I don't know. I say whatever makes people happy, they should be able to do it. Just leave me the fuck alone.
No, that makes sense.
But, okay. So, guys, thank you so much for hanging with us for a little while. Hopefully, you guys, there's a new moon coming up. Oh, they call it the worm moon, I think.
Yeah, I think that was the one that just passed.
So is there a full moon? There's a full moon coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So, you guys, I am so excited because it is almost spring. Woo!
Oh my goodness, almost.
Oh my, yeah. You know the smell. This to me, there's a smell in the air.
This is my favorite time of the season.
Really? Mine is coming, but
Especially
this anticipation. I feel like there's more birds outside, and outside smells like wet dirt. Now, there's a difference between wet dirt smell and mud smell. I'm talking about wet dirt, okay? And it's like
that.
It's fresh. It smells like life. It's happening.
No, I can smell that.
Yeah. It's like, ooh, it smells like green, and if green had a smell,
like growth. It smells like growth.
I mean,
those buds
that makes me.
It makes me happy.
I really enjoy the time. You know, now all the snow is going, and you see little patches of green coming up. Oh my goodness! You know what would be a fun project to do? If you guys have a you know what? This is a temple work. We're gonna appreciate. I love this. Okay, you guys, here's your temple work. Find a place in either your backyard, your porch, your patio, someplace where you're seeing outside. It could be the treetops. It could be in your backyard, wherever. I want you to take a picture every day, one picture every day at the same time for 30 days. And at the end of that, you know what? No, we're going to do now 30 days. And at the end of that, you're going to put together, and your progress is going to match the progress you see. Because we're getting in flow, in touch with nature, and it forces you to stop and see the growth. If every day I have to go outside at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and take a picture of this place in this corner of my backyard, same spot every day, it forces me to stop and pay attention, because now I'm going to be looking forward to it. Like, I wonder if there's any change. And sometimes, this is the dope part, y'all. Sometimes you can't see the change from one day to the next. Like, it looks like it's nothing. And all of a sudden, you look at the last 7 pictures. You're like, oh my God.
Yep. It's like I didn't even realize all that growth happened.
And that's what's happening with you. You don't even realize all that growth is happening.
Y'all better recognize.
I mean, it's happening right now. If we, you know, Chrissy, we were talking about hustle culture earlier. If we, I don't want to say stop being goal-oriented, but how about more growth-focused as opposed to goal-focused?
No, I can get down with that. I like that.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's because then we're acknowledging the growth as we're going along, and we can still get to whatever that goal is, but I'm focused on my growth.
Yeah.
And I can see my progress.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
I like that too. All right, y'all.
Guys, know where to find us, how to follow us. Don't forget to follow Mia at Wings Unleashed 4444. I do want to shout out to 444. There was a lot of fours. Oh, dang. I'm sorry. Wings Unleashed 444. That's 3 fours. 3 fours, you guys. Man, I forgot what I was about to say.
I do want to shout out.
Oh yeah, Crystal listens to the podcast, reached out to me for Reiki. Also, there's someone that is going to reach out to you for a reading. Wanted to just thank you all for reaching out to us, for our services and reaching out to say hello on the podcast.
I'm having a good time. Until next week. Wait, what's today?
Today is the 16th? 17th? 16th.
So this goes up tomorrow, 17 plus. Wait, you guys.
Oh, dang, it's tomorrow.
The next episode will
17th.
be on the first day of spring, right? The 24th? Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.